Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the expression number 2 reading. So your expression number tells you about the potential that you have in life. And so as a 2, you have a potential to be a peacemaker. You carry energy that's really sensitive and warm, diplomatic. You're very intuitive and you have no problem adapting your own energy to kind of accommodate and bring comfort and security to others, right? So let me just say that, your expression number, your life path is 40% of your energy and your expression is 30%. So significant relationships are going to play a part in your life. For good or for bad, relationships are just going to be significant when you have a 2, in any of your core number locations. Okay, so this reading is almost like a progress report or like a growth chart to see where you are based on the energy that you carry as this peacemaker. Okay, so the 5-card spread starts with card number 1. Now to the far left, I had 2 extra cards come out. I'll talk about those at the end. So card number 1 talks about what is over and done with. So the first card we have is remember your gifts. Remember your gifts. And so it says focus on your blessings rather than dwelling on adversity. Pause and give thanks for your gifts, such as your sensitivity, intuition, health, friendships, or family. And so this is just indicating, this makes me think of 6 of Swords, but this is just indicating that you've gone through some things, right? It's been a journey. And as you look back and reflect and remember about what you've gone through, you have an option, right? We can look at all the obstacles, the struggles, the traumas, the blocks that hindered us, or we can look at all the gifts that helped us surpass those challenges, right? And so what would those gifts be that you're being asked to remember as you reflect on what you've just endured? Your gift of sensitivity, your intuition, your health, any friendships, any family members, you know what I mean? And so when we're going through struggles, it is so hard sometimes to see above the detail of the obstacle. But really elevating allows us to move through life and overcome these lessons without them burdening us or staying with us longer than they have to. And so when we make peace, when we end a journey and we prepare to step into the new, the quality of our next experience depends on how well we can part from the experience we're just leaving, right? And so as you're separating from what was and you're stepping into what will be, Spirit is asking you to elevate above the obstacles and look at everything that gifted you. Look at everything that came, that presented itself in your favor. Now, beneath this card, we have the 3 of Wands, and this is a card of expansion, growth. This is putting in work and knowing without a doubt that your return is coming in. Now, while you wait for this return, you can choose what you do. You know what I mean? You may have to jump in and kind of mix things up a little bit, start to create again. 3 is about expressing and creativity. Wands is passion, fire, desire. And so this is loving what you do and doing it as often as you can, and growth comes from that, right? Beneath the 3 of Wands, it's perseverance. And it's, it says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And so Spirit is really asking you to be mindful of how you govern your mind, right? Everybody's going to have obstacles and challenges, but it's the way that we approach them that determines how we expand in the next moment. And so perseverance is knowing that whatever you want to do, you actually can do. And anything that's in your way or acts as some type of block can be navigated using gifts that are available to you, right? And so this is an understanding that you have. That's like the general start of this progress report, right? You're over and done with all the struggles. Like the hard part of this journey is kind of fizzling out, and now you're stepping in to kind of see your rewards. It's not quite visible, But in this moment where you're not quite out of the woods, it's important to really make peace with where you've come from. Now, card number 2 talks about this is over, but the effects still linger on. So what has ended, but what can you still see surfacing in your life? Well, we have release other people's emotions. And so there could have been a relationship that ended, right? This definitely could have been an ending of an experience that you had with another person. And now that this ending is here, you're really sitting in this space of release and reflection. And you're realizing that some of the energies that you are carrying are not yours. It says, ask yourself, is this emotion mine? Exhale uncomfortable feelings that are not yours so they don't linger in your body, and then you inhale light and peace. Now beneath this card is the Queen of Swords. Now the only court card in the 5-card spread is the Queen of Swords, and court cards typically talk about characters or people, and so I'm assuming that this is the energy that you are stepping into. The Queen of Swords is unafraid to choose, unafraid to see the truth, to be honest with herself and with others, right? This is an energy that has the sword to defend, to protect, to rid self of things that really serve no purpose. And so you are stepping into this energy as the Queen of Swords, and you're really thinking like, are these emotions even mine? And, Queen of Swords is not somebody that's really emotional. They're logical and very practical and principled, right? And so this is you purging, right? But you're doing it in a way that is really matter of fact and honest and truthful. Like you were just looking at yourself clearly and just deciding what belongs to me and what doesn't belong to me, right? And so although you are purging and releasing and shedding experiences, people, places, and things, you can still kind of feel the energy still lingering, okay? Now beneath the Queen of Swords, we have imagination. It says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And so listen, in order to be able to dream and to create and to imagine, you have to have space for it. And so in this Queen of Swords energy, you're essentially making space by cutting out all the things that really are belonging to someone else or are not a part of helping you become fruitful in what's to come. Okay? And so you want to dream again. You want your mind to be free. You want your mind to be a place of peace and solace. You want to escape in your own mind. You don't want to have to escape yourself because your mind is a place of clutter. Now, where are you heading, right? Where are you heading? What is the point of all this? Why is this happening? It says, meditate on the spaciousness of air. When you are stuck, picture yourself in an open, airy space with room to move and breathe. Let yourself feel free and empowered. And so you're heading to a space where no matter an obstacle, challenge, setback, no matter what comes your way, you will always know how to find peace even in the chaos. Right? So this is where you're heading. You're maturing. Your mind is maturing. You're teaching your emotions when and where they really serve the best purpose, right? Because you need your emotions to kind of stay in their lane when we're making decisions and we're trying to be decisive and when we're trying to act and choose things. And so when we're going through obstacles and struggles, we need our mind to be clear and sharp. Right? And so it's through empowerment that we are able to think through challenges. The 5 of Wands is literally a card of obstacles, fighting, struggles, grievances. Beneath the 5 of Wands is a humor card. It says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And so one thing that is true about the Queen of Wands is Queen of Swords, this is somebody who's very witty, right? They're very practical. They don't get very emotional about things, and so they can look at things in a very direct and rational way, and they can kind of find humor and make light of situations. And so you're heading to a space where obstacles won't take from you. They won't rob energy from you. If anything, you will be able to look at them and size them up and put them in their place and then move on about your merry life. Like that is the point. That is the progress report that you are going through right now. You have the potential to move through struggle seamlessly. Right? Now, card number 4 talks about what you expect. So right now, what are you expecting? What are you wanting? What are you needing? Card number 4 says restore yourself with alone time. So you want solitude. You just want you. Your own company is sufficient. It says take a break from the busy world. Replenish yourself in the stillness. Meditate, stretch, nap, garden, do whatever quiet activities your spirit yearns for. So in this moment, you are expecting solitude. You just want to be alone. You just want to heal and to allow time to just feel calm, right? Especially coming out of the 5 of Wands energy. We have 6 of Swords that is beneath this card, both. And I love when cards have images that kind of sync up and show the same. And so, we started the reading with the 3 of Wands, and both of those images have characters that are staring out into the water, like a period of reflection about what they just have gone through. And now we have the 6 of Swords, but we also have, the card that talks about restoring yourself with alone time. And these cards together are, show someone in the open ocean or in the water in a boat. And so this is an emotional experience for you, and I think you're wanting to move from the rough, the choppy, the chaotic, emotional experiences. You want something calmer. You want something settled. You want something that's healed. You want to find peace. And so what I love about the 6 of Swords is that this is somebody that is choosing peace, right? This is somebody that's not waiting to be rescued, but they are their own way out. And I just love that. It's not always easy to be your own answer, right? But what I love about the 6 of Swords is you're able to make peace even in the possibility of some type of failure, even in the idea that something didn't work out, but all is well, right? Now, beneath the 6 of Swords, we have Judgment. And so I think it's important as you move away from situations, as you spend this alone time, as you really heal and kind of build yourself back up, how you perceive what you've been through matters. The Judgment card says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And so this is saying that, listen, as you walk away, you're not leaving with animosity, anger, regret, or bitterness. No, this is just saying, my path it stops here, or this person, place, or thing, my connection to this person, place, and thing, this is where it ends, right? And so you're expecting to move away from something, someone that's been troubling, and you're really looking forward to this hermit mode, this time alone, the ability to restore yourself and to find solace, right? Card number 5 talks about what are we supposed to learn right now? Like, what is the point of this? Practice patience. So what you've endured was really strengthening your ability to be patient, right? And what better ways to test your patience than to go through things that feel like they're robbing you, they're stripping you, they're destroying you, they're hurting you. But if you can hold on and maintain an elevated perspective, you really can see the bigger picture of the story, right? So beneath practice patience is a 7 of Swords, and my relationship with this card is, we've been through some things, but 7 of Swords, it can, no card is good or bad, but the energies can be used for good or evil. So 7 of Swords is a card of strategy, right? It's a card of not showing your hand. Now, there are times when we need to move in silence, right? There are times when we need to be quiet about the plans that we have or the intentions, right? There are times when that's necessary, absolutely. But then other times we're doing it for our own gain. We're doing it at the detriment of others. And so that's when we can be using this energy for good or not evil. But I feel like this is a layered energy. I feel like you're moving away from deceitful situations that kind of made you feel unsettled, things that really weren't on the up and up. They really weren't working for you or in your favor. That can be people, places, and things. So I feel like you're moving away from those energies, but at the same time, those energies, even if you knew that you were involved in something that really was shady, like maybe you just kept getting these urges, like you just knew something wasn't right, you for a moment could have been in this Seven of Swords energy where you knew that maybe it wasn't time to speak about what you were feeling or seeing. Maybe it was a time to just kind of sit back and wait and let the story play out. And so this practice patience cards, it says even when things are just sketchy and not right, you absolutely can take a break. You don't have to live in that energy forever. You know what I mean? And this is about being patient even when things appear to be working against you. And the idea, or hopefully the takeaway in any life moment, is that life happens for us and not to us. Okay? And so that is something that you can only discover through patience, through endurance, right? Through adversity. When you understand that this life is really happening for your gain and for your growth. Beautifully, beneath the Seven of Swords is the Success card. It says, I know there is no greater goal than to love. And so listen, this earthly experience is really a lesson on love. And we're all taking a class. And the class is us, right? We're all taking a class trying to understand us and how we fit into this bigger cosmic story. Okay, twos. So let's talk about the cards that came out on the bottom of the deck. So to the far right, first card is Find Your Purpose. And so twos, let me say this. Relationships are going to be significant just based on the energy that you carry, right? And so I want you to realize that relationships, people, places, and things that come into your life are always moving you towards your purpose. Even when it seems challenging and taxing, it's growing you in some way. And because 3 out of these 5 cards are swords, I really feel like twos, you are really getting to a space where you're gaining control of your mind. You're maturing. You're seeing things differently. If you were to go, if you were to live the same situation twice, I think that you would perceive it differently. And I think that's the point of this, is for you to be able to step outside of that matrix and to see things from a different perspective. So the life purpose card, it says that like you are on your path. Now, everything seems foreign and unknown, but you can still be on your path even when the territory seems unknown, even when the people seem to be against you or challenging or struggles. Even in chaos, the path could be totally your path. It says, when you feel like you don't fit into this world, remember that you're here to help create a better one. Your tender heart is a treasure. And so feeling out of place means sometimes that you are actually doing the right thing, but you're the first to do it. And so it's kind of uncomfortable. You are actually here because you are the light worker. You are the waymaker. You're the game changer. And so that's why it seems like a struggle, because you're actually laying a foundation that wasn't here before. Right? And that can be happening in your family, in your friendships, in your household, in your work environments. But wherever you go, you're working. As a 2, you're always working. As a peacemaker, come on, 2s are always working. Beneath the purpose card at the bottom of the tarot deck is the Knight of Swords. This is action. Momentum, opportunities taking off, and you being prepared and ready. And so I feel like there was that moment of patience where you moved from from situations that could have been a little troubling or toxic, but then all of a sudden things just stopped and it seemed like nothing was happening, right? But what was happening was you were developing patience. You were leveling up, and you were understanding the bigger story. And you should have found the success in the chaos. You know what I mean? And so that moment, that pause, that was for you to look back and figure out, now why in the world was the chaos I just made it through? Why was that successful? How did that move me closer to success? Right? Once you discover that, this Knight of Swords is like, and we're off. Here comes the opportunity. Right? So, the knights are in clear pursuit. But a sword talks about your mind, you know exactly where you're going or what you're doing. And if it's a challenge, you are prepared. But this is about having the vision, the sight, and the perspective to get you going in the correct direction. Beneath the Knight of Swords is the health card. It says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And so listen, a part of your path and a part of your health could be a part of what you are here to do and to communicate to others, right? If our vessel is sick, our vessel is sick, then that will show up in other areas and aspects of life, right? And so this is about taking care of home first so that we can go out and do the work that needs to be done. And so if you are here to establish a new world, if you are here to create, if you are an empath, if you are a light worker, you've got a job to do, but you also have to get in shape. Right? You've got to be fit for the job. And so that's why it was important to spend time alone. That's why it was important to push pause, to step away from frustration, and to really become patient with your story, right? It was important for every obstacle to come your way. Why? Because you knew how to navigate them, even if you didn't know that as they were approaching. Anything that comes your way, the answer to overcome it is within you. Right? And so this has been a big purge. This is about really running your own program and stepping outside of any agenda that doesn't belong to you. So, to the far left, sometimes I get some extra cards that come out, and I everything is fair game, right? And so in the event that you guys pull your own cards and do your own readings, or you're watching other readings, I think it's great to see synchronicities. I think it's great when you get those light bulbs, those aha moments, those amens. Like, everybody wants a little confirmation. So I love the extra cards because it could just be the right word or the right message. So the first one says, opinions are the lowest form of knowledge. So even before we read this card, this just means what other people think, it doesn't matter. Like, going back to the Judgment card, everyone has their own unique path and challenge. And so someone giving you an opinion is very foolish because they've never walked a day in your shoes. So your story is unique to you. And so an opinion from somebody else, they can only give that to you from their perspective, which is from their story, what they've walked in their shoes. And so this is saying, do not be thrown off by others' opinions. Simply say, I appreciate your input, and do what intuitively feels right for you. And so twos, this is saying trust yourself. Trust yourself. If you feel like you need outside help or confirmation, you don't. It's your intuition. You have all the gifts you need to understand and to work through what you're going through. Beneath the card, we have indecision. That's our second card that came out, our extra card. It says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. This is straight up the Queen of Swords, right? The Queen of Swords is able to make a decision, and she does it unapologetically, unafraid, and it's not to offend anyone, but it's to say, hey, I know what I know, and I choose what I choose, and I do so fearlessly. And so if there's something in your life that you are a little foggy or unclear about what to choose, what to decide, I think the clear message is to go within. Shut down all the noise. Shut down Seven of Swords. This is bringing me back to Seven of Swords. Opinions. People, we all have an audience that are watching us do this thing called life, right? But nobody knows better than you what you are being called or pulled or pushed to do. And so trust yourself, do what feels right, and when you don't know the correct decision or choice to make, rely on your intuition, take a pause, take time alone, step away from the chaos. You don't always have to be in a state of frustration. Guess what? The chaos is going to be there when you get back, so take a break. Take a break, find your own clarity. Now, the beautiful thing is that the chaos is behind and the success is ahead. The success is ahead because you are on your path to purpose and you are moving fast. The Knight of Swords. This is happening and unfolding extremely fast, but it literally took you making a choice. It took you moving away from things. It took you choosing to heal. It took you being okay with waiting in this patience thing. It took you waiting and not seeing anything happen, and being okay with that in order for everything to take off, right? And so protect your health, protect your vessel, right? You have work to do. So honor your body, because your body is the only way that you can fulfill this mission. And so your health is pivotal into you serving your life purpose. They are one and the same. Thank you so much, Choose, for stopping by. I'm hoping that this was helpful, and I will see you soon.